What's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to explain how to use edgeful to become a profitable trader. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how everything is laid out, and then I'm going to walk you through some of the most important and popular reports that we have that I think can most benefit you in your trading. And that's whether you trade stocks, forex, or futures. These reports will apply across the board. So just to start off, I'm going to explain top to bottom how everything's kind of laid out, and then I will run through the reports. So up here we have the asset selector. So what that means is right now we're on stocks, you can switch to futures, you can switch to forex, it doesn't matter. So right now we're at the forex, here we just switched to futures. You can see we're looking at ES here, and then here we're looking at stocks. So let me just make this a little bit bigger here. So this is the nav bar, this is the navigation bar, this is going to be your steering wheel for the entire site. This is where all the buttons are for the most part. So we have three different report types. We have price action, volume, and indicator reports. We also have the dashboard. So this will be customizable very soon, but this just puts a bunch of different reports in one place. So I'll just jump back to the price action report type. So now we're in the price action report type. You can see our reports here within the price action report type. Now the ticker, now we have every stock and ETF you can imagine. So Nvidia, Tesla, whatever else, any biotech that you like to trade, we'll have it. And then the date selector. So this date selector here, these are shortcutted trailing periods. So this is the trailing 1 year, the trailing 2 years, the trailing 3 years, etc. Then if a report has these buttons here, these are report variants. So these are like sub-reports, you can think about it. So we're in the gap fill report now. We have the standard gap fill by size, by weekday, by close, etc. Then here, we always have a visual representation of the results of the report. This is like the most intuitive one to look at, but we also have a table representation if you like to look at it in that form. Then we have explainer charts here. So if you're not familiar with what a gap is, this is a great way to kind of get a quick snapshot of what you're looking at. So here, this is a gap up. This is when one day's opening price is higher than the previous day's closing price. So gap up filled is when price comes down to fill that or touch the previous day's closing price, etc. I won't get into that right now. I'll get into that in just a second. But there's a bunch of different scenarios here, and all the reports will have these explainer graphs. Then, just for some more context on the report that you're looking at, we have explainers here. So I just clicked this button right here, and this explainer popped up. And then really importantly, we have the TradingView indicators. So we actually have a whole suite of indicators that you can request. You just click on that button, and then you're going to send us over your TradingView username. So in this case, that's going to be whatever is right here for you. So again, I just clicked right here, and then it's this right here. So in this case, I would click on this button and then type out edgeful, because that's my username. Then, by the way, when you request this, you'll automatically get put into all of the indicators that we have, and will automatically be put into any new ones that we release. Then we have some more explainers, like what is this measuring? How do I use this? What's a gap up? What's a gap down, etc. And then a video that will walk you through exactly what this report is saying with a live example, and it will be very useful in terms of understanding what this report is saying. So now I'm going to walk you through some of these price action reports that I think would be very helpful. So I'm going to start off with a gap fill. Whether you trade stocks, whether you trade futures, whether you trade forex, this can be useful to you. The only thing that I want to mention is that if you are on the futures or forex sections here, you need to be very careful about what session you're looking at. So in this case, we're looking at the New York session from 9:30 to 4. We actually have an indicator for this. So here I'm going to go to the invite only, and then I'm going to go to edgeful market sessions, and then what you're going to see here, let me just switch to, once this gets, that work? Perfect, okay. So I'm actually just going to switch to, let's just say, the micro futures here. I'm going to just remove one of these, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the London and Tokyo sessions. But now you can see that in these blue boxes is the New York session. So now what I have selected here, this New York session, is what I'm looking at here. So it's very, very important that you know that we are looking only at the data within these boxes and not the data in between. So if you want to see the entire day, you need to go to the daily time frame, so this one right here, and then that would be representative of what the daily chart is showing you. So I just switched from the 30-minute to the daily, and if you want to see the whole picture, it's obviously the stats change a lot. Just need to make sure that this applies to forex too. If you're trading GBP USD, same thing goes. Blue boxes are what the data is looking at, so this move right here is not considered in that New York session. If you want to switch to the London session, you can. So always make sure you're looking at the correct session when you're looking at futures or forex. So now that that's said, I'm going to walk you through the gap fill report looking at SPY in the trailing 1 year. So you can see that in the last year, 62% of gaps up have filled and 60% of gaps down have filled. So what that means is when price opens, this is a gap up here, when price opens above yesterday's close, 62% of the time, it will come back down and fill or touch the previous day's closing price that same day. Very, very important to mention that we don't measure gaps multiple days out. So if it doesn't touch the previous day's closing price that day of the gap up, that is a gap not filled, and that will permanently be not filled for that day. So how do you use this? The way that you use this is when there's a gap up, if there is a high likelihood of that filling or coming down, you can find a short trade or have a short bias targeting this area. So that's how you can use this report specifically, kind of to help you understand what is my bias for today and where can I set my profit targets within this area. Then I'm going to switch to the by size report here. So I'm going to switch to the dollars, and you can see that gaps less than $1 on SPY fill a very high amount. So north of 80% of gaps up in the last year have filled. Again, that means price comes down to touch the previous day's closing price. And then 91% of the time, gaps down have filled. So this is a gap down when price opens below the previous day's close. So let's say this is Monday here to the left. Monday closes at 100. Tuesday opens at 99. That is a gap down, and then gaps down have filled, which is right here when price comes up to touch the previous day's closing price. So very high fill rate with small gaps. And then once you go to the larger gaps, you can see that the fill rate is not that high anymore. So you want to expect continuation in the direction of the gap when the gaps are larger. So you do not want to target a full retracement when that happens. Very, very interestingly, when you look at this by weekday, I'm going to switch to Mondays here, 95% of the time in the last year, gaps down have filled. So gap down filled. So let's just say this is actually the data here. So we're looking at Mondays. So for every time in the last year that Monday opened below Friday's closing price, so let's say this is Friday's closing price, this is Monday's open, 95% of the time prices come up to fill that gap. So very bullish, obviously, just something to keep in mind. And then as you go throughout the weekdays, you can see different personalities. I'm going to show you a couple different ones here. So green, and this one is another one that I really like. This kind of helps you understand if there's a certain bias on the weekday. So this report shows you how often do certain weekdays close red or green. So 67% of Mondays in the last year have closed green. Just something to keep in mind if you have a certain bias for the day. Gaps down on Mondays are very bullish. Now you can see this is another bullish sign for a Monday. The high and low by weekday is another one that I think is helpful. So this shows you the highest high and the lowest low of the week. So you can see in the last year, Fridays have been the highest high of the week, 43% of the time. Very interesting data. So if you're at the high of the week, let's say on a Wednesday, you kind of want to expect new highs to be made that week because it's very unlikely that Wednesday is going to be that high of the week. It's the very quick way you can use this. And again, this applies to Forex and this applies to futures as well. Let's look at some other ones here. this one is the last one I'm going to show you, just because I don't want to give too much away here. Previous day's range. So what this report looks at is for every time the previous day's high gets broken, you close green on that day 77% of the time. So again, yesterday, let me just show an example here. Let me switch to SPY. Let me hide this. Perfect example. I'm going to switch to a slightly lower time frame here. Perfect example. We're going to mark out yesterday's high. You can see this is obviously yesterday's high. Now price comes up to break yesterday's high, which now puts it in this category. Previous day's high is broken. And closes green on the day. So you can see it closed green on the day. So very important note here is to say, what does that mean, closing green on the day? It means closing above the previous closing price. So you need to make sure that you check that last candle and say, okay, I understand that if price, as soon as price breaks this level, now there's a 77% chance that price will close above this red line. So that is bullish in this case, and you don't really want to expect price to close on the day below this red area. The red-green line is always the previous day's closing price. It is also the gap fill line. And the reason that is so significant is because when price is above this red line, it's green on the day. When price is below this red line, it's red on the day. A really good example would be here's like an example with NVIDIA. Let's say NVIDIA closes at 100 on Monday. The following day shoots up to 150. So now it opens at 150, but then that day will drop to 130 and close at 130. That would be a red candle because price came from 150 to 130 and closed, but it's still a green day because it closed $30 higher at 130 from the $100 previous close. So there is a very big difference between green and red candles and green and red days. Just keep that in mind. That is mostly prevalent to stocks, but it also applies to futures and forex when you're looking at it by sessions. So when you're looking at that New York session, you're looking from one session to the next. So I'm not going to give everything away in this video. I'm going to make some more videos on these other things here, but I hope this was helpful. If you ever have any questions, reach out to our support right here, and we will make sure to get those answered. Thank you for watching.